Looking at job comparison and economic analysis, this will be my slideshow looking at 3 different jobs. For my self-introduction, my name is Campbell Andrews and I attend Saginaw Valley State University. I am seeking a position in business and/or marketing, preferably including social media. My main strengths lie within customer service, critical problem solving, marketing, and sales strategies. Social media management would be an ideal first step for me. Looking at our first job in Ada, Michigan, Ada is in the Grand Rapids metro area as a digital marketing contractor for the Canadian Executive Search Group. It starts at $20 an hour with no benefits listed, surprisingly, but with a job summary being SEO execution training, performance monitoring, collaboration, and full vendor support. The next job being in Surfside, Florida, looking at a brand and media response coordinator for Grand Beach Hotel Surfside. This is starting at $20 to $25 an hour, with benefits listed as vision insurance, paid time off, 401k, health insurance, life insurance. This job being managing the hotel's online reputation, responding to reviews, analyzing feedback, and coordinating with a guest service. Looking at our next job, it's a big jump across the country in Glendale, Arizona. This job is looking at marketing representative for Sun Arizona Medical Group. This salary is listed as $50,000 to $58,000 per year, with the benefits listed as 401k, dental insurance, life insurance, paid time off, and vision insurance. The job summary here being support marketing strategies from executive leadership, maintain and grow clientele database, organizing networking events with physician community, conduct cold calls and scheduled visits, educating office staff, troubleshooting issues, and developing relationships. And this is a bilingual role offering English-Spanish position with multitasking, which I can do. Looking at our economic comparison for these 3 different jobs. First, we have Ada, Michigan, the cost of living being 1% lower than the U.S. average, and the adjusted salary being the highest of the 3. The unemployment rate is slightly higher for this job total, looking at the others, as well as a higher growth rate expected over the next 10 years. In Surfside, Florida, this has a little bit better breakdown of the cost of living index, the housing index, and a look at what the adjusted salaries really mean in Florida, being this is the highest for economic indicators and living costs and GDP per capita. As you can see, that's very high with a slightly lower unemployment rate of 3.2. Looking at Glendale, Arizona, the cost of living index is only about 3 to 7% above the U.S. average, but the housing costs being slightly higher here as well, but not as high as Florida. The adjusted salaries only drop about $2,000. Isn't too crazy compared to the other 2 by any means, and the city's economic indicators come in a little bit bigger numbers, but with about a median out unemployment rate compared to the other 2 as well, not being quite as high as Ada there. And then looking at the first part of the comparative analysis, we're looking at which offers the best real salary, which is definitely Ada, starting at about $27 to $28 an hour. That is the highest hourly rate. The city that has the highest economic outlook for job growth projected would be Ada, also with 37.7%. And these benefits impact overall compensation because Glendale and Surfside definitely include large benefit packages compared to Ada, where that lacks, but reduces compensation value but at a higher pay rate. Looking at comparative analysis part 2. What trade-offs exist between location, pay, and quality of life? For Ada, Michigan, which is close to where I actually live, that does have a slightly lower cost of living, high job growth, but fewer benefits. I will say that area is growing very largely, and that's turning into more of a city like Grand Rapids or Lansing, so I could see that growing in benefits as well. For Surfside, Florida, that definitely has a high pay potential, strong benefits, but extremely high living costs, hard to manage, especially moving across the country, fresh out of college. For Glendale, Arizona, that is a balanced COL and benefits, but with moderate pay. This is also in a area with a slightly lower living cost, but what's really out in Arizona, I don't know. Which job did I prefer between all of them and why from economic perspective? And my overall preference would be Ada, Michigan, because of the pay rate and the economic outlook between the growing city. However, the benefits offered from Surfside and Glendale do make it very controversial to pick Ada just because of the pay, but knowing the area, I think that that would be the best job out of the all three and the one that I would end up choosing. Thank you for your time.